Good afternoon. Thank you for taking a few moments with me in the Word today. It's a while back when we were together that we were in Romans chapter 13. And Romans 13:8 lets us know not to owe man anything but to love him. And so the subject matter of Romans 13, or the biggest part of it, is love. And we find in verse 8 and 9 that where the law is concerned, he wants us to focus on love, not the law. And if we'll focus on love, love will fulfill the law. In Romans 13:10 lets us know that love makes it impossible for us to harm others. We won't commit adultery, we won't lie, we won't murder. Love makes it impossible to harm another, so love fulfills that law. Now, the thing that I want to remind us of, when we look at 1 Corinthians 13, verse 13, it lets us know that faith, hope, and love remains, but it lets us know the greatest of these is love. In fact, in the Passion, it says that, so above all else, let love be the beautiful prize for which you run. That is the prize that we're going for. Colossians 3:14 in the Passion tells us that love is supreme. And of course, we know love is power. It is power. 1 John 4:7 lets us know that God is love. You have no more power than there is in God. God is love. Now, a few things that we need to understand about love is 1 Corinthians 13:8 lets us know that love never fails. Now, I want to back up here because I do want to bring out a point that is important for us to understand at this place. Of course, 1 Corinthians 13:8 lets us know love never fails. It means it never takes, it always has an effect. It never fails. It never falls powerless. And then in Romans 13:11, this is what I wanted to go to. In the Passion, to live like this is all the more urgent, for time is running out. And it is a strategic hour in human history. It is time for us to wake up, for our full salvation is nearer now than we first believed. Now remember, the subject matter is still love. So he's talking about this time in history where we really need to wake up to love, that we need to be aware of God's love and his love through us. Now, the fullness of salvation, to come into all that salvation has given us, is the return of Jesus. Now, in Romans 13:8, if the time of full salvation was close then, how much more is it now? Now we look on at verse 12 and it says, night's darkness is dissolving away as a new day of destiny dawns. So we must once and for all strip away what is done in the shadows of darkness, removing it like filthy clothes, and once and for all we clothe ourselves with the radiance light as our weapon. And this is what I wanted to get to clothe ourselves with the radiance light as our weapon. Now that word light is the subject matter that we're talking about, and that is love. He's talking about weaponizing love. That's the beauty of the way God battles. Love is the weapon. And I'm going to talk to you more about that this week, about weaponizing love. Love is supreme. Love is the prize that we're going for. God is love. And in this last hour of our history in the earth, in our finest hour, love is the weapon. I look forward to talking to you the next time.